guys, happy Tuesday morning. So check out this camo sweater that I've got here, Peter Millar. So it's a funny story behind it. When I first saw it, I think on social somewhere, it kind of caught my attention. I thought it was interesting, but I didn't buy it right away. Like a lot of, I know my friends, and I think people in general, we see something online, we go to a website, we don't necessarily make the purchase, but then in the next couple of days, sometimes weeks, we literally see that product everywhere online. And so I wanted to just take a couple of minutes and share, when you see that kind of a product, what are the businesses doing behind the scenes to create that opportunity to keep your product, whatever product it is. For me, obviously, I'm talking a little bit about my real estate brokerage, but to keep that product front and center to the clients and customers that are exposed to it. And so this just reminded me of a little bit of a funny story. If you think back, if you are local to Southern New Jersey and you think back to 2015-16, when I first launched this company, Dwell, which was a lot of fun and gained massive growth over those first couple of years. When I say massive, like triple-digit revenue and sales volume growth from 15 to 16, 16 to 17, 17 to 18. And there were a couple of reasons why we experienced that kind of growth. Number one was we had a number of smart, very seasoned veterans with great reputations here in this market. And then, but number two was the marketing exposure that we were able to achieve. And it was something that I realized as social media entered its next generation, right? Its early generation was organic reach and engagement. The next generation, going back about 9-10 years, is when Ad Manager really started to take shape and develop as a fundamental marketing tool in all business relationships, in ways where we could engage new customers and clients, engage existing customers and clients, and keep ourselves in front at a relatively affordable price point as compared to other long-term media. So I want to just take a couple of minutes and share with you exactly how we created the audiences back then, and we're still doing the same thing now. The green and blue signs were replaced with pretty black and white ones, but no difference to our overall strategy. So I'm going to share my screen and hopefully in just a couple of minutes share exactly how we do that. I'm in Facebook here. As we can see, I'm going to go over here to the left-hand side and now you can see my mouse, and click Ads. So I'm actually opening up Ad Manager. And as Ad Manager populates, I'm going to go over here and click this little sandwich stack in the left-hand corner, and then I'm going to go to Audiences, right? So I'm not going to get into what ads to run or how to create ads. What I want to do here is show you how to create the audiences that we want to target. Here you can see I already have a number of audiences that are custom audiences that have been created. Years ago, I had many more. But Facebook changed some of its ad and audience maintenance rules pertaining to housing, and so some of those became no longer permissible to keep some of the audiences we kept. But so I'm going to go in here. I'm going to show you basically the four main audiences that are important to us. I'm going to go create audience. I want a custom audience. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go customer list, right? If you've been a real estate broker or maintained a business database of customers for any length of time, this is an absolutely critical and paramount audience to be able to create. We do it very simply by uploading a CSV file. And this goes, the first page, it gives you instructions on how to create it and format it. We click next. The next page asks if we want to create a value for it. I'm selecting no. If you are in the retail space, maybe even restaurant or hospitality type space, this could be something that could be a little bit more important. It's not in the scope of what I'm creating, so I'm going to skip this. And now we're at the page where we want to simply upload the file. I'm going to click upload. I had previously downloaded a CSV file from my CRM, a client relationship management tool, right, where we keep our clients' databases. So I'm going to simply click the file that I already downloaded from my CRM. If you have questions on how to do that, reach out to me directly. I can spend a couple of minutes, but we've got the CSV file. We're going to click next. Now we're over here. It's telling us like which files are important. I'm only concerned about the main ones that Facebook is concerned about, emails and phone numbers. I'm going to create actions. I'm going to make sure we've got some phone numbers here. Yeah, we do want phone numbers, right? And that's the main thing. Emails and phone numbers. I'm going to go ahead and import. It's got a lot that are unmapped. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about, again, emails and phone numbers. I'm going to go ahead and upload them. And now it's going to go through its process of calculating. So we can see we had 18,000, almost 19,000 contacts that have been uploaded and properly. So now I'm going to click done. And now I've got this audience that's been created. It doesn't tell me what the number is just yet. But now I've got this audience ready. And here's the thing. It will never, because Facebook created some new property or some new privacy guidelines, it no longer tells me how many are in that database. But it's still an important number. In my experience, I uploaded 19,000 contacts. My expectation is it will have about 60% of them will match to existing Facebook profiles. Two reasons behind that. Number one, not everybody has a Facebook account. Number two, not every contact, email address I have, phone number I have is associated with the email address that the person uses in their Facebook profile. For example, I have several email accounts professionally that are not what I use to log into Facebook. So if you have one of those, I would probably not be on your audience. So let me just jump in real fast, and the other audiences are super fast. I recommend uploading that audience as often as you, whatever your cadence is for gaining new clients. If you have a very aggressive lead capture system, you might want to upload an audience once a month or several times a month. If you don't, and it's not quite as aggressive, maybe quarterly is enough for you. The second audience that I want to create is I want to create an audience around people that have visited my website. I have a pixel that has been installed. Again, I can go over this in more detail at another time. But I want to go ahead and I'm going to name this website engagements. I'm going to try to spell it right. And now I've got, retention, people that have visited in the last 30 days. So it's a relatively aggressive timeline in what I'm doing here. I'm actually going to beef it up to 90 days, right? All website visitors. I'm going to go create audience. And so now I've got that audience done, right? So number 2 has been created. And this is a set it and forget it, because once that's done, it's dynamic in audience creation. Now I'm going to go number 3. I'm going to go here to an Instagram account where we get a lot of engagement. I'm going to go next. It's going to match my already has a handle engaged. We can change this around in terms of what kind of engagement. I'm also going to go 60 days here for our example purposes. And I'm going to go IG engagement last 60 days. Create audience. Now that's done. And then the last one, finally, our Facebook page engagement. And I don't want that. I want my dwell page. And same thing for this one. I'm going to, again, go 60 days just to keep with the theme. Audience, Facebook, last 60 days. So anyone that's engaged with my Facebook page, Instagram page, website, and in my audience, now I can run an ad to all 4 of these audiences at the same time, and that gives me the ability to then keep our brand and message, whatever we want to communicate, in front of all the people that have already been engaged as often as I want to, as aggressive as I want to make the retargeting campaign. So hopefully this was helpful. As you can see, the whole process takes just a couple of minutes. Any more specific questions you may have on it, please don't hesitate to reach out directly. I hope this is a valuable and helpful addition and complement to your current business strategies. See you soon.